Most traders lose money in trading not because they don't know how to trade or not because they don't have the right strategy, but because they don't know how to protect their capital and maximize profit. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use stop loss properly and set the right take profit so as to protect your capital and maximize profit. First of all, what is stop loss? Right here, what is stop loss? In other words, you might hear some traders saying SL, right? So SL refers to as it is your safety net in trading, right? It is a level where your trade will automatically close when your trade goes against you. So what is stop loss? That level where you want your trade to close when the market starts going against you, right? That position, that's where you put your stop loss. So the stop loss is your safety net. The stop loss is there to protect your capital, right? In the foreign exchange market, losses are part of the game. Now, what do you do to protect your capital? What do you do to make sure that one trade does not take all your capital or all your funds you have deposited? You need to use a stop loss by having a predetermined price that if the market goes against me to this extent, then my stop loss should automatically close my trade. Can you close manually? Yes. But as traders, we are aware of the psychology and the emotions that is going to come with it when it entails you closing manually. So that's why the stop loss is there, to have that predetermined price and set our stop loss. Why take profit on the other side is the opposite, right? Take profit is there to close your trade at a predetermined profit target. So meanwhile, the stop loss is there to close your trade in losses. The take profit is there to close your trade when the market gets to a certain level of profit or when the market reaches your profit target. You get? So now, what's the advantage of having a take profit? The market could go in profit, then reach a predetermined target, but you are not there to close, or you become greedy, or you start looking at the figures and you think, okay, maybe I could round up. Maybe the market could just give me a round figure. At the end of the day, the profit you saw, it goes back against you and you lost that profit. But if you had a take profit at that point, then it automatically closes the trade for you and you secure profit. So with the stop loss, it helps you to protect your capital, and with the take profit, it helps you to maximize profit. Now, how do we set the right stop loss, or how do we set the right take profit? Right here we have how to set SL correctly. The first point when setting up an SL, first, must be below or above a key level, right? The market moves in levels. Now, it could be maybe on a support level or on a resistance level, on a support level, on a resistance level, right? So when setting up your stop loss, it must be below maybe your support level or above your resistance level. So let's take, for example, if you're placing a trade on the support level, the market comes down to our support level and it has to go back up. So you have to place a buy trade at this point. Where will your stop loss be? Below the support level, some few pips below the support level. It could be 15 pips, it could be 20 pips, right? But your stop loss has to be below your support level. And let's say, for example, you wanted to sell at a resistance level. What happened? On this resistance level, you are looking to sell to the downside. Your stop loss has to be above the resistance level. Why? Because if the market breaks this resistance level, then the resistance level becomes the support level. The market is going to continue going up. So you have your stop loss here because if the market breaks our resistance level, you continue going up. And if there's no stop loss here, as the market continues to go against you, that's how you blow your account, or that's how you ended up finishing your equity, right? Now, the same thing for the support level. It has to be below your support level because if the support level breaks, support becomes resistance. And when support becomes resistance, the market is only going to continue going down. So if you do not have a stop loss here, you might end up blowing your account. But if you had a stop loss, you must have defined, okay, how much do I want to risk, right? You know that, okay, your stop loss is 20 pips. Then you know that, okay, if you're using one standard lot, the lot size to use, you know how much you will lose if the market hits your stop loss. That's how you apply proper risk management. Second point on how to set the right stop loss, make sure your stop loss match your risk tolerance. Make sure your stop loss match your risk tolerance. What is your risk tolerance? How much are you risking on that particular trade, or how much are you risking per trade? If you are risking maybe 1% per trade, then you know the right lot size to use in relation to your stop loss, right? If your lot size is maybe 0.1, one pip movement on a 0.1 lot is $1. So if you are looking to risk maybe $20 of your account and you're using a lot size of 0.1 where 1 pip movement is $1, and your stop loss, maybe from your entry to here, where your stop loss is to your price of your stop loss, is 20 pips. Then you know that, okay, since my stop loss price is 20 pips, and I'm using lot size 0.1, it matches my risk tolerance. That's how much I want to risk, which is $20, right? Now, if your stop loss from your entry to your stop loss is 20 pips, but you want to risk just 10 pips, then what do you have to do? You have to reduce your lot size maybe to 0.05, right? Or if you want to risk $40, right, and your stop loss is 20 pips, what do? You increase your lot size to 0.2, because with 0.2, 1 pip movement is $2. So 1 pip movement being $2 and you have a 20 pip stop loss, then your risk tolerance being $40 is very okay, right? So when setting up your stop loss, you need to put all of these things in order. Your stop loss, the lot size you are using, to know the amount you are actually risking. So before setting up the stop loss, make sure that it matches your risk tolerance. The next point, give your trade breathing room. When we talk about give your trade breathing room, I'm still going to work on this example. Our support level here, our resistance level here, right? You don't want to place a trade on the support level. Then you put your stop loss on the same support level, right? The market consolidates at times. And you can put the trade and put very tight stop loss. The market consolidates, hit your stop loss before going your direction, right? In that situation, now what happens? You have lost that trade, not because you do not have a stop loss, but because your stop loss was too tight, right? So give your stop loss breathing room. So if you apply these 3 principles, I guess you're going to get better with setting up your stop loss. The next point, how to set your take profit correctly. And for us to set our take profit, the first point, always use proper risk to reward ratio. So when you are setting your take profit, have in mind that you have a risk to reward ratio to apply. It must be at least 1:2. So if I want to place a trade, let me just clear this out. If I want to place a trade on my support level, my resistance level, I want to place a buy trade to the upside, right? My stop loss is down here, and my stop loss is 20 pips. I want to set now my take profit. What do you have to do? Take into consideration your risk to reward ratio. So if your stop loss is 20 pips already, then you should be aiming at least 40 pips for take profit, at least. That you can have maybe 1:3. That's going to maybe 60 pips take profit, right? But at least you should have a 40 pip take profit if you have a 20 pip stop loss. So take into consideration your risk to reward ratio. That's you risking less to gain more, right? The next point, place your take profit at a logical area. We don't just throw your take profit anywhere above when you are buying or anywhere below when you are selling. No. You place your take profit at logical areas, at key points of interest. And what are these key points of interest? Your previous highs, your previous lows, right? Let's take, for example, using pure price action. If I am placing a trade on my resistance, on my support level, where is my take profit going to be? On the next resistance level above. Why? Because I know if the market leaves this support level and is going up, it's only going to maybe start rejecting when it gets to the resistance level. The resistance level will stop the market from going up, then the market will start going back down. So from this point to up here, I might be in profit of maybe $100. I don't want that $100 to start rejecting back to come back to zero, right? So on this key point, I'm going to close my trade. So why am I closing my take profit? Or why do I have my take profit there? I have my take profit there for a reason. I have my take profit there because it's a key point of interest. It's a key support, a key resistance level. It could be a key trend line point. I'm just using support and resistance for easy understanding. Most of us will understand support and resistance or key point of interest, right? It could be a key resistance level. It could be a key Fibonacci level, right? It could be a key order block for those who are using maybe smart money concept or whatsoever. But you should have a key point of interest to place your take profit. So the lesson here is you don't just throw your take profit, right? You make sure that, okay, it's a turning point. It's a point that once the market gets there, it might start turning to come back, right? So at that point, you place your take profit there. You are placing your take profit there for a reason, not because you just want to place a take profit. It is the same like you closing your trade because it's in profit. not because it got to a certain level, right? So you closing your trade because it is in profit is completely wrong. That is you trading based off emotions. But you close your trade when it gets to a key point. Like if I come and ask you, why did you close your trade at this point? Or why is your take profit at this point? You should be able to explain to me why the take profit at that point. Last point, stick to your plan. Stick to your plan. When you have a take profit, you have a take profit. Stick to the plan. Don't see profit, then you hurry go and close the trade because you saw profit. No, right? Rather, allow the trade to go and hit your take profit. Like my role model Alex always says, set and forget, right? Once you have placed your trade, you have your stop loss, you have your take profit, set and forget. Let the trade drive, let the trade run, right? And it will definitely go and hit your take profit. But once it start going up and you see small blue, you heavily close because you saw profit. That's the wrong way to trade. You are trading based off emotions, and it's just a matter of time you figure out that you are doing the wrong or the worst mistake to yourself as a trader. So, how to set your stop loss and how to set your take profit. I hope these points are clear. Basically, you can apply it to your chart, right? Go to your chart, no matter the strategy you are using, just always make sure that these points are being followed, right? No matter the strategy you are using, just always make sure that these points for take profit are being followed. And I bet you're definitely going to improve in your trading by protecting your equity and maximizing profit. If you find this video interesting, just click the like button and do click the link down below to join my Telegram where I give out free trading tips and free Forex signals. Peace and love.